Welcome back to Gastronomic. It's Friday and here's your recipe for the weekend. Today we're making canned tomato salsa that I roasted on the grill. Do you still have some canning to do before fall hits? If so, I'll show you how. Alright, let's get started. First thing you want to do is make sure your canning equipment is nice and clean and sanitary. What I did is I put them all in my sink with hot soapy water and scrubbed them down, even though they were brand new. First thing I did was I halved some garlic, a whole clove. That's going to go right on the grill. I peeled and quartered some onions. That's everything I'm going to take outside to the grill. Those are guajillo peppers, jalapenos, corn, Roma tomatoes, and regular white onions. I didn't season anything on the grill here. I'm going to rely on my seasoning in the actual finished salsa. What I'm doing here is just roasting everything, getting some good color on everything. Roasting the jalapenos will allow you to remove the skin. I'll show you that in a little bit. The flavor profile of Roma tomatoes really it changes a lot when you roast them. Here we are removing the skin off the jalapeno. I added one whole jalapeno with the seeds and the membrane. And then the other 4 jalapenos, I seeded them and took the membranes out before I added it to the salsa. The seeds and the membrane and the peppers, that's where you get all your heat. Just ripping off the core of the onion before I grind them up. So here's our spicy base. That was the onion, the garlic, and the jalapeno. Getting it out of the food processor and putting it in the pot, I'm going to bring everything to a boil in. And now I'm just going through the rest of the roasted ingredients in the food processor. Here's a guajillo pepper. It's been dried and I roasted it to kind of bring it back to life. And that was me cutting the top off and removing the seeds. It's a bunch of cilantro. I ended up adding 3 bunches of cilantro to this salsa. It's the roasted corn. Just peel the husk back and then take your knife and just cut all the corn off. I used the juice of 4 limes. I seasoned the salsa with kosher salt and smoked paprika. I'm getting the new cans all dried off and ready to go. I brought the salsa up to about 180 degrees to make sure it was out of the food danger zone. Really important when you're canning. You want to make sure all the bacteria is killed off before your salsa enters the cans. As you fill up your jars, leave about a ½ inch of room at the top to leave air in there so they can get a tight seal. Try to minimize how you touch the lids here at this point. You see me using the magnetic dropper for this. I'm getting ready to put the jars in the water bath. You just want the lids on finger tight. dropped them in the water bath, and I boiled these for 30 minutes. Then I pulled them out, put them on the counter, and you could hear the lids pop into place. Well, there you have it. That's Gastronomic's version of roasted tomato salsa and how to can it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a nice week. We'll see you next Friday.